Hello, hello. Welcome to today's episode where you get to play along with me. We will be going through several rounds of Dixit. I have 3 decks of cards, so one deck at a time I will give a clue to a card in that deck. I'll try to fool you with some similar cards from the other decks. We'll shuffle them up and place them up here, and you can guess which one I was hinting at. And if you manage to stay awake for the whole video, let me know how you did in the comments down below. Let's get started. Of course, the tricky part is to give a hint that is obvious enough without being too on the nose. 'Cause if you've played Dixit before, you'll know that if everyone at the table guesses your card, you don't get any points. So you need to throw people off the scent a little bit. And it's really playing to the other players. So if I know someone else knows a lot about a specific media, I might give a hint related to that so that they get it, but the others are in the dark. Alright, we're going with this card here. So now it's to find a card that could work. Oh wait, that could work. Alright, yeah, going with the gut instinct here. Interesting, interesting. Okay, now to make sure you don't know which ones they are, shuffling behind the box. Alright, so your clue is A2 Brute, A2 Brute, A2 Brute. So, 1, 2, or 3. Get your guess in down below. Alright, are you ready for the answer? I will let my blue bunny show you the correct answer. Card number 2. We went with the old stabby knife. Maybe in future I'll also hold up the cards better so that you can get a good idea of what they look like. Alright, so if you correctly guessed number 2, give yourselves a point. And now replenish. Okay, deck number 2. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of edits in this video of me cutting out how long it's going to take me to come up with a clue. Everything I'm thinking of is just way too obvious. Alright, we'll see. We'll see. Let's pick a card out of here. That will do. Okay. I'm less confident about this clue. Alright. The clue is into the woods. Into the woods. Into the woods. Alright. Is it 1, 2, or 3 for the clue into the woods? Are your guesses locked in? Our blue bunny tells us that it is card number 1. So I was going with Rapunzel is a character in the play / movie Into the Woods, and she uses her hair as rope up in a tower, so it's the rope. It wasn't my strongest one, but if you got it, congratulations. That's another point for you. Alright, deck number 3. Oh wait, I forgot to replenish. There we go. Nope, still way too obvious. Alright, this one might just be way too easy. We'll see. We'll see. All right. The clue is destiny. I'll show the card. Destiny. 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 Alright. Number 1, number 2, or number 3 for destiny? Are you locked in? Alright. Number 1 again. So it was the very obvious crystal ball. But you know what? If the abacus, astrology thing made you second guess or choose it, that works out for me. And then, I don't know, that one was sort of a throwaway. Alright, congrats. You get 1 more point if you answered number 1. Replenish. Okay, round 2. Again, really obvious ones are coming to me. Okay, I have it's not a very good clue, but I've come up with something, so you know what, we're just going with the gut, and we'll see how you do. Kind of works. Right. What's not helpful is that I always forget what cards are which, so I can't even try to throw you off the scent, because it's hard enough to come up with a clue for the cards I'm staring at, let alone thinking about what else might help me. Okay. Alright. Okay. Best of luck. Gondor calls for aid. Gondor calls for aid. Gondor calls for aid. Alright, which one was I thinking of when I came up with that clue? Get your guesses in. Here it comes. Gondor calls for aid. Number 2. With the tiny little candle. Kind of like a beacon light, if you will. The lighting of the beacons. And then this worked out with all the mountains, the hills. Because all the beacons are on top of mountains. So maybe that swayed you. And if you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, calls for aid, maybe you'd think music. Well, if you answered number 2, give yourselves another point. Okay, refresh. Alright. Okay, I have a thought. Let's see if it works. kind of works. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, your clue is beach. 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 And beach. Okay, we've got two with sand, and we have a playhouse. What was I thinking with beach? Alright, lock your guesses in. Beach was number 2 again. So I was clearly going the Barbie, Ken, my job is just beach, to link it to Barbie, Barbie playhouse, dollhouse. And I just sort of got lucky that the other 2 decks had sand in them. So maybe you were fooled by that, but I did go the Barbie dream house route. So if you saw through my clever disguise, you get another point. Alright. Okay, this one might be too obvious, but it's only obvious if you know the media. This very famous media. Okay, well. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how this goes. I don't know that I can defend this one, but we'll see. Okay, your clue is The Truman Show. The Truman Show. The Truman Show. Alright, is it someone in a jail cell with a ball and chain? Is it an image of a woman with little dudes for earrings? Or is it a man in a top hat walking up some stairs to a door? Lock those guesses in. Number 1, which if you've seen the movie probably was very obvious, because that whole wall and the stairs leading up to a door is like the last scene of the movie, almost exactly, minus the top hat and cane. But he does make a collage of a woman's face, so like there's some relevance there. And he's stuck. He's essentially imprisoned in the movie, in the show, like the television show, so he's trapped. I hope you earned your very easy point, assuming you've seen the movie. Alright, I believe that was the end of round 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, alright. On to round 3. Alright, we'll try that. Kinda has to be that. Alright, so far the correct card has not landed in space number 3. Let's see if that changes in round 3. Alright, I challenge you to a duel. I challenge you to a duel. I challenge you to a duel. Alright. We've got man fighting dragon. We've got 2 people falling, kind of. Yeah, that's the right way up. And we have a king person. One hand has a glove, the other hand does not have a glove. Alright. Get your guesses in. Alright. And the answer is finally number 3. I didn't even make that happen on purpose. Yes, it is the king with only one white glove on, because he's clearly taken off the other one and challenged someone to a duel. But this one was pretty good, considering it's a man fighting a dragon. Or a child. A child fighting a dragon. But yes, it was number 3, so give yourself another point if you guessed 3. Alright. Okay. I'll be showing my age here a little bit with this glue. go with that one. Okay. Lena the Husky has now joined me in the basement. There. Your clue is Candy Mountain. Candy Mountain. Candy Mountain. Alright, is it a merry-go-round? A horse with a rainbow bridge? A woman with a colorful triangular shaped gown in front of a giant apple in front of her. Candy Mountain. Lock in your guesses. Alright, anyone who knows Charlie the Unicorn will have guessed number 2. Who's on his way to Candy Mountain. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, please do not Google or YouTube Candy Mountain, Charlie the Unicorn. I doubt the video holds up, but that was peak viral humor that's before YouTube probably, so like early 2000s. But if you knew that reference, congratulations, you're old. We can be old together, it's okay. We were there in the beginning. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'll try that. Okay. Okay. We'll see. Alright, here we go. Shuffling it up for the next clue. Jack. 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 Alright. What was going on in my brain when I gave the clue Jack? Are you all locked in? Number 2 yet again. So for this one I was going in like a Jack-in-the-Box thing. You have a dude inside a house thing with a crank and there's music notes on the floor. Jack-in-the-Box makes music and you crank it. And then I just got really lucky that there was a man holding an axe chopping down a very tall tree, you know, a la Jack and the Beanstalk. So if this fooled you, good, I wanted it to. But if you saw through me and chose number 2, that's another point for you. And this one, I don't know, there was nothing good, so then I was like, isn't like Jacques Cartier, like a famous explorer. Jack, compass. I don't know. I doubt anyone went with that, but if you did, please tell me what you thought the connection was, because that'd be fascinating. Alright, I think that was the end of round 3. On to round 4. Okay. Okay, we'll go with this one. Your clue is Thumbelina. 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 Alright, is it stacks of books? Is it a couple in a bird cage? Or is it a big ladybug with smaller things coming out of it? 1, 2, or 3? Get your guesses in. Here comes number 1. So if you watched the not Disney movie Thumbelina, you might recognize the box cover of it. I'm pretty sure it was books, and Thumbelina is a tiny little girl, you know, the size of a thumb. So that's felt that aesthetic there. And you know, she does run into insects at one point and is in an arranged marriage briefly. But if you guessed number 1, that's another point for you. That was the start of round 4, right? Okay, alright, let's pick one and just go with it, eh? Why is everything that's coming to my head a Disney reference? I like things other than Disney. But everything else is so obvious. Okay, alright. I've come up with something. We'll see if it makes sense. I guess that. I think this one will be another gimme. Alright, your clue is disadvantage. 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 Get your guesses in. Is it someone being chased by plants? Two snails battling it out? Or a dice with a devil coming out of it? Alright, here comes the answer. If you play D&D, you figured it out immediately. It's number 3. Rolling with disadvantage was what I was implying there. Take your easy points. If you didn't get it, I am curious as to where you thought the connection was. Because I had a hard time picking out another card that was even remotely similar or connected to the word disadvantage. Alright. There we go. Okay. Right. Your clue is, I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time. Alright, is it a busy potion maker with no heart? Is it a pocket watch that sees the stars? Or is it a sand timer dial? What are they called? Hourglass. Or is it an hourglass with people in it? I haven't got the time. Get your guesses in. And another point for you if you guessed number 1. The lady in the top half of the hourglass is old, the one on the bottom is young, and the older one is running out of time. And I mean, this one is literally a pocket watch, and time was in the clue, so hopefully that threw at least one person off. Okay. Round 5. Okay, see how that does. City. Emerald City. Emerald City. Alright, is it a castle being lifted by a hot air balloon? Is it a tornado springing from someone's hand? Or is it a puppet sitting on a throne? Emerald City. Lock in those guesses. Here comes the blue bunny. Score another point if you chose number 3. Clearly it was a Wizard of Oz theme. That one really worked out that it was a tornado, so thank you for choosing the tornado. You successfully were fooled. Emerald City has the big, palace, and of course the hot air balloon that the wizard flies around in. But the wizard himself is a puppet. Do not peek behind the curtain. And on a throne. But points to you for number 3. Okay, we'll try it. Okay. Your clue is soldiers. 2 ants sword fighting on a pile of money. Soldiers. A couple playing chess. Soldiers. A field of flowers. Start thinking about your guesses. What could I mean by soldiers? Alright, here we go. And the answer is number 3. This might have been too obvious, but maybe it's only a Canadian thing. But to me these look like poppies, and leading up to Remembrance Day in November, everyone wears a poppy on their lapel to remember the fallen soldiers, the veterans from the many, many world wars. But I don't know, is that a thing that they wear in other countries? Like, do you wear poppies in the US? Is that a thing? In Britain they might. Do I have any UK followers? Do you guys wear poppies leading up to November 11th. Is that a thing? But hopefully some of you were at least fooled by the soldier ants fighting with swords. And this one was a weak link, but like the chess pieces, there's pawns and knights, soldiers. I don't know. That's the closest thing I could think of for that pile. But okay, if you saw through soldiers and guess number 3, that's another point to you. Okay. Alright. Some of the imagery is beautiful, some of it is horrifying. All of it is interesting. It's just so sad. Okay. I just really like the clue. I think it'll be too obvious, but we'll see. Okay. I don't know that this is going to be a very good clue in the end. I mean, it'll be very obvious. Wait, there's got to be something else. Okay. I think this is another obvious one, but hey, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that works for me. Alright, your clue is Colonel Mustard in the library with a wrench. Colonel Mustard in the library with a wrench. Colonel Mustard in the library with a wrench. Quite literally, a clue. A game that I do have but is not on my board game wall. Alright. Are your guesses in? Did I deceive you with braids that look like a rope? Perhaps the candlestick? Or is it literally just whodunit, clue, fingerprints? Yeah, it's number 1. Colonel Mustard in the library with the wrench. I think someone's mowing their lawn. Hopefully the sound isn't getting picked up. If it is, there's not much I can do about it other than ending the video early. Well, if we randomly cut away, it's because... Oh no, okay, he's driving away. I'm sure he'll be back though. Yeah, if I randomly end the video early, it's probably because the sound from the lawnmower is getting picked up by the mic. So, apologies in advance if it ends suddenly. But perhaps we'll do one more round. And give yourself a point if you chose number 1. And... yeah, because there's still quite a few cards to get through. So, last round. 3 more points on the table. Okay. Okay, we can try that. Okay, try that. Interesting. Well, is that too much of a deep cut? Huh. Okay, give me one of these two. We'll try it. We'll see. We'll see how nerdy you really are. Here we go. Your clue is beyond the wall. Beyond the wall. Beyond the wall. This is a Game of Thrones / A Song of Ice and Fire reference, where beyond the wall to the north there be giants, there's three-eyed ravens that can see the future, and there's sad boy Jon Snow wandering in the snow. Which one was I thinking of when I chose Beyond the Wall? Well, if you chose number 1, you are correct. I mean, the black hair's a little longer, but, you know, big cloak, wandering around in the snow. Very Jon Snow vibes. But, you know, three-eyed raven, giants, there was something there. And of course, if you've never seen Game of Thrones or read A Song of Ice and Fire, that clue is meaningless. But let's go. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if this one makes as much sense. Let's see. Your clue is gravity. 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 Is it the gravity of the sun? Gravity makes teardrop shapes? Or is it anti-gravity working in this photo where the feather is heavier than the money bag? Get your guesses in. No cheating now. As the blue bunny tells us, points for number 2. I was going off-brand on that one. Did anyone get a point for this? Congratulations if you did. Okay. Right. Last hand, last chance for points. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. For the last point in the game. The clue is loneliness. 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 Sorry that it's sort of a bummer to go out on. But these cards were tough to work with, you guys. Alright. Is the man sitting on the bench reading a newspaper lonely? What about a lonely bassinet in a dark forest? Or sad mime in the spotlight? Oops. Okay, let me know what you think it is. And you get a point, the last point in the game, if you chose number 1. Sad mime made me feel lonely. I was gonna just say sadness, but that seemed a bit too on the nose. So I went lonely, and they got vibes. There's loneliness vibes there. Although I think reading on a park bench would be a happy thing for me, but, you know, it's all alone. Well done if you got a point from that. Let me know your score down below if you've made it through to the end of our game. Out of all the clues I gave, is there any that you came up with that would have been an even better clue? Or at least a different one? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like the video. Otherwise, Mr. Blue Bunny will be very sad. Aww. Thank you so much, and sweet dreams.